Welcome to how to create your client welcome package. And to get you started with this, I've actually gone ahead and create a client welcome package checklist just for you. And what the checklist does is that it outlines all the contents that should be included in your welcome packages. And the first one that I'm going to look at is your welcome letter. So you do need to have a letter that's welcoming clients to your business and letting them know a bit more about your company. Then the next thing you need to have is a quick sheet of your business policies. And what this quick sheet does is that it provides information up front that you find that a lot of your customers will often miss or ask about, not to be confused with frequently asked questions. So I'll give you an example using myself. My quick sheet includes my cancellation policy and payment information because these are the two things that clients often tend to miss. The next thing I want you to have included is a frequently asked question sheet. And what this frequently asked question sheet does is that it will provide your customers with, as the name suggests, a list of frequently asked questions that they can review before they even connect with you. And this is a great way to get ahead of questions that might be in their mind, and it's developed from what your customers would have already asked. Then you need to have your event packages and pricing. It's very important to outline in your welcome packages what services you offer, what that package entail, and the price that you're offering these services at. Especially if you want clients to know upfront what your business process is, so there is some transparency and they don't feel like they have to keep connecting with you to get a quote and to find out some hidden secret information. So this makes you look better when you just put it right there in the package. The next thing, and this is very wedding specific, is to have a wedding lingo sheet. And a wedding planning lingo sheet is more of like a fun inclusion in your package. It provides information for your bridal couples, but it's a little bit of humor, a little bit of information so they can read and enjoy as they're going through your package. And this just includes a lot of the common acronyms that you find used when you're planning weddings. The next thing that you must include for your brides are marriage license requirements and ensure that these are specific to your location. Now, this is not a must-have, but just imagine how much easier your bride's life would be if you gave them this information up front and they didn't have to go hunting for it. Now, one of the bonuses, I like to call it, my little freebies that I throw in there, is a seasonal flower chart. And the seasonal flower chart just tells the couple as they're looking to plan the wedding what flowers are in season and what flowers aren't. And believe me, this will help you later on when you come to doing the budget, because your clients will now have a very good idea of what's in season, what isn't, and the costs associated with that. Then I like to include for my brides a bridesmaid's gift idea card. Because sometimes they might be thinking what to get them, and they might not go with your suggestion, but it's a nice to include. Just throw it in there, give them some suggestions. You might have seen a lot of unique items based on your experience and in your planning process. Give them something to work with. The next thing is your event planning timeline. And your event planning timeline, I always suggest including, but not the full detailed timeline that you would use for yourself and your staff, but rather an overview of what to expect. So if you're working with a couple over the next year for their wedding, or if you're working with a company on their event and you're working with them over a 12-month period, you can give them a timeline that just gives an overview every month of what items will be completed by then or what would be required. You don't want to go into too much details to overwhelm them. Keep this detailed event planning timeline for yourself and for your team. And you can even share that timeline with them later on once you're in the planning process. But just for the sake of the welcome package, that's okay. Then I want to look at how to create the Bridal Shower Ideas ebook. And the reason I suggest including this is that it gives your brides, again, something that they can look through to get ideas for their bridal showers. And it's not necessarily required for your company, but it's informational. It gives them, again, something nice to have. And it creates a very good feeling in their mind knowing that your package includes one, information that they need, information that you didn't have to provide, and information that includes a few quirks and a few jokes that they can really enjoy and appreciate. Now, the next couple of items I want you to include are your common wedding traditions and myths guide. And of course, as I said earlier, some of these are very specific to the brides. And these are just common traditions and myths that your brides can enjoy, because some of them are based in real facts, but some of them are just funny and have no basis. And you can create this guide and give to them. And in the welcome package, there's a sample and template for you. The next item is the partner's gift certificate or coupon card. So if you have any partnership, maybe with a local florist or a makeup artist or someone, and this doesn't have to be bride specific, you can look into creating a joint partnership with them. So for example, you create a gift certificate that your brides get in the package, and they could get 20% off at a makeup artist salon, right? So something like that that's beneficial to both of you. And the next item is your event portfolio booklet. And the reason why I suggest including this, even though the client might have already seen your website, the idea that they might not have seen everything or all your best projects, this is an opportunity to show them exactly what they'll be getting from you, especially if they've not signed your contract as yet. Right? This is something you can show them a before and after, couples that you've worked with, really sell them on your service. And of course, my favorite one, I like to call this the client referral card. But really, this is a business card. But if you think of it that way, believe me, you'll be giving them to everyone. And finally is a thank you card. Now, if they've signed your contract, you definitely need to include this. If they haven't, you can still include the thank you card, but the messaging will be different. So instead of thanking them for signing up with your company, you could thank them for seeking information about your product. Then, of course, the next thing you want to include is the Getting to Know You Client Questionnaire. And this is important for both clients who sign as well as those who have not, because this is an opportunity for you to get inside their mind and get that insider information into their likes, their dislikes, and just more insight into who they are so that you can better understand what they would like to achieve with their events and how you can ensure that you're working with them in a way that's pleasing and that this relationship will continue. And to do that, you really need to understand who the clients are. So if the client is new, this is a great opportunity to get a better sense of what they're looking for so that you can customize a package for them, for example. Now, if the client is not new, meaning that they've already signed your contract, this is your opportunity to speak to them and still get additional information about what they'd like to achieve. Then the next item is your event planning contract. And in both cases, this needs to be included. If the client hasn't signed with you, you should include a copy so that they can review it at their own pace, at home, with no rush. Now, if the client has signed a contract, you should still provide them with a copy for their own reference. And the reason I say this is sometimes once the contract has been signed, people tend to not care as much to include it. But please do, because should you have any legal issues that occur, this is your opportunity to say, well, the client was aware of it because they had the contract. And this, you would be right in saying that. Then, of course, you need to also have a self-addressed return envelope. If you have something that they need to mail back to you, for example, a contract, don't let them pay for it. Include a self-addressed envelope that they can return to your office without having to dish out any cash, even if it's pennies, to pay for this. Include this for them. This is the beginning of your high quality of service. And You also need to package all of this up in a branded package or box. And you can do this either in a presentation folder or get a box that's branded with your logo and other information. But either way, it's a good idea to package it in a way that's appealing so that people will actually want to open that package. Now what I wanted to introduce you to is canva.com. And Canva is the tool that I just absolutely love. It is amazing. And the amount of design stuff you can do here, guys, is just phenomenal. And there's so many different options to log in. Like you can log in with Facebook, with Gmail, so many different options. You don't even have to create a new account, even though you can go with that option if you want to. But it is very easy to use, very user friendly. And I'm logging in with my Gmail or Google so that you can see exactly what it looks like when I log in and I have nothing there. So you'll see when you log in, up top, it gives you a few template options that you can choose from. But if you hit that little big plus button, it does expand to like this absolutely massive area with additional tools and templates that you can go through. There's so many more. So when you log in and you first see that top portion, don't just stop there. Hit that plus button and you'll see the full suite or the full menu of options that's available to you. And if you scroll through that, you'll see the different options. You can create a letter, a poster, invitation, a business card, a logo, all your social media branding. Just scroll through the options, take a look around and try something out. And I promise you, the templates, once you click them, they each have like individual layouts inside. So you'll see here on my screen is the gift certificate option. There's also Facebook and invitation, wedding invitation, you name it, they have it. Now, as you can probably tell, I really enjoy Canva. So I will take you right now through the step of exactly how to use it. And I'll walk you through how to create some of the templates that I made into Microsoft Word documents, because those will be the easier ones for you to start with. And then I'll take you through the more image ones, such as the gift certificate and the thank you card and all the other options. But I believe the first template that I used covered about 80% of that checklist. So that's your welcome letter, your quick sheet, the frequently asked question, your event packages and pricing, the ebook, the wedding ideas gift card, or gift ideas, the bridal shower ideas ebook, everything, most of them were in that Word document. The only items I believe were in the JPEG format were the thank you card, the event portfolio booklet, and the gift certificate, and maybe your business card. So I'll walk you through not every single item on the checklist, but how to just create one that covers a few templates as well as the one that are more individualized. So I'm starting with the documents template, and this is what I use to create most of the letters. So the welcome letters, the frequently asked questions, the quick sheet for your clients, all of this is created here. And I'll just scroll through the side and see what templates I like and choose something from this. And as you can see, there are so many options here. Just scroll through, find something that looks good, and choose it. Because you can always customize it later. And you'll see, as you click through, you're able to customize the color, the font, the formatting. You see this one, it has quite a few colors. And if you click on it, you see, and I clicked on the text, it gave more options to change the color and to change the text. I can also change that in the blue box. I can change the font from white to maybe black. I can delete it if I don't like it. There's so many things you can do. So when you get in there, just remember to explore, try everything out. Don't be shy. It's free to use, and if you delete anything, you can always hit that undo button, or you can just start again and create something new. There's so many things that you can try. So get to it, jump in there, try to see what you can do. So I'll still scroll through and see what I can find because I want to walk you through the full process of selecting one of these templates and designing it. Now, some of these inside Canva are charged. For example, the one you see me clicking on, there is a price to it, but the only thing that has a charge is the image, and it's $1. So even though there's a cost to it, the cost is still significantly low, and you get to use the design itself for free. But if you look down at the bottom right of the others, it will tell you most of them are free. Only some of them have a cost to them. And again, as I said, it's just the image. So if you find one that has an image or a format that you like, but the image has a cost, if you delete the image from it, you will actually be able to use that format without the cost because the image is what has the price on it. So I'll take this one because it looks very wedding-y and I wanted to make my package more bridal focus. So I'll just start by customizing it a bit. So it has that lovely pink color, and I think I want to change that background to more suit my branding. So my branding is what I'm going with is this right here, which is the desktop with the keyboard and the cup and everything else. So I'm just gonna center that on the page, and I'm gonna use it as my header. So it's gonna be my lead-in image at the top here. And I do like how that looks. Now the only thing is I wanna put the image a bit further back, so I'll just hit back to change the placement so it's not over the first box on the top. So you'll see it sends it all the way back, and that's literally how easy this is. I'm going to delete the flowers because I didn't like this up here. I find it a bit distracting. I prefer my image as the header. I'm not too sure about the one at the bottom. I'll work around and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to make the box in the middle just a little bit smaller because I didn't like how it was covering my header. But I'm going to change the background color to white. See that? Now this looks good. I like this. It reflects my brand. So this is the branding we'll say of the venue. It reflects the brand. I like the information. I'll change the spacing up a bit. And you just drag and move things around. It's literally drag and drop. So just move it, change this around. And now I want to throw some branding in there. So I'm going to put my logo. Now my logo has a white background in this one, so it might work best at the bottom where there's also a bit of white area. And you'll see Canva has the grid lines, so I can center that to ensure that it's exactly where I want it to be, or at least exactly where it should be. So it's not off-centered, it's right in alignment. So you'll see that looks good. That looks pretty good. And I'll use this template for my welcome letter. So I'll type the heading welcome to get started, just in case they weren't aware. And I'll change the text in the body of the letter. So I'll change it to something that's a little bit more letter-like. And that massive 20 was not that. So I'll just edit the font here. And I'll make the spacing a little tighter. Change the case and make it left aligned. And from here you can see, you can just move things around. You can stretch it out to go across the page, and then you just start typing your letter. So whether you want to say, Dear Mary, thank you for choosing the event certificate for your event. I look forward to working with you. Whatever you like, just start typing and put your letter out there. And guys, believe it or not, this is all there is to it. So I'll just keep going and I'll take you through how to do that first template, because once we have this letter done, this is the basis for most of the templates in the bundle. So you can create this yourself. So I've provided a sample in the package for you. However, if you do not like the images or the design of it, you can change it. You can go into Canva and create your own. I'm showing you exactly how to do that. So I'm just typing out the letter. And guys, don't take this word for word, but you can use it as you're going along. And that thing you just saw popping up, that's Grammarly. And Grammarly is a Chrome extension that I currently have on my browser. And I highly recommend you guys get in that. Only because Canva doesn't have a spell check built into the editor. So mine wasn't logged in right now, so it was asking me to log in and create an account, so I'll leave it right there. But Grammarly works well with Canva because it will pick up the spelling errors that Canva won't. So if you plan to use it, I would suggest also getting Grammarly or some other spell checking extension or plugin, because it's very different. If you're working in Microsoft Word, it will pick it up because it's a word processor, but Canva won't. So this is where Grammarly comes in very handy. And as you can see, I seem to have problems spelling, or at least Grammarly thinks so. So we'll make the recommendations if it will allow me to. Okay, so let's get this letter finished. So I just need to roll it out. Just put the closing lines. And we are done. So just look around, make sure everything's centered. Yep. Make sure the alignment looks well. Now, I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that logo at the bottom. I do like to have my logo at the top, especially if it's a welcome letter, but I'll work with this for now and I'll move it and I'll see how it looks. Now the flower on the side is starting to look a bit distracting. So I might just delete those. Okay, delete. But what I'll do instead is I'll put just a little feature at the side. So I'll put like a triangle on the edge of the paper that matches the color of my brand. And that will add an additional design feature to it. So here comes the triangle. Okay, I'm just going to change the color of that right now. And as you see, Canva has a full color selection. So I'm just really eyeballing it right here. I didn't even enter the code, but you do have the option to enter the code for your colors. So once you choose your branding colors and you have your color palette, it will tell you what the HTML code is, as well as the RGB code for your particular branding palette, like your color palette, and you can just use that to go from there. So I'll just pull that triangle here, and it's not really working that well in this corner. I think I have the alignment off, but I'll try to move it around. Okay, so either I have the alignment off or I'm just not getting this, but I'll just fiddle with it for a bit and you'll see what I'm trying to achieve. Yep, here we go. That's better. Just let me get that properly set up. There we go. And there you have it. So that's the template that I think I'd like to go with. Now, yeah, I think I'm going to move this logo a bit. Try to make it work from the top. No, doesn't look that great at the top. Okay, I think I might just put it back and let it go from the bottom. But you get the basic idea and gist of this, guys. Okay, so I'll keep trying to change the alignment. And this is exactly what I suggest that you do. When you go into Canva, don't be scared to just play around, move things around, try it out, see what works and see what doesn't. And as I said before, that covers most of the items in your welcome package. So that's your welcome letter, your quick tips, your business policies, you name it. And you could just change the heading on this and change the information in the document, but you still have the template. And this gives you the consistency that I keep telling you about, right? So your brand needs to be consistent. So welcome letter, business policy, frequently asked questions, you can use it for so many of those templates. And I'll show you here the sample welcome letter that we have in your package. And The design is a little bit different, but it was also created in Canva. I did the same thing where I created the background image. The only difference was I created the image on the background and I imported it as a header into Microsoft Word, and then I did the text in Word, right? That was the only difference. Everything else was done through Canva. Now, you do have that option of doing one or the other. I did this because I wasn't sure exactly what type of PCs or what programs everyone had access to, and I figured Microsoft Word would be an easy one. But once I'm showing you in Canva, you could also create it yourself. But if you couldn't create in Canva, then you still had the Microsoft Word option, right? So I just wanted to give you multiple options to really work from. So you'll see here my welcome letter or my sample template that's in the package for you. And it outlines, like it goes through more or less the same thing. And the wording, you can use some of this and just change it up a bit, right? As I said, you can use anything that's included. Just ensure that you change it to meet your business needs. So don't include the exact words if it's not fitting with your business. Or if the language is more bridal and you're working in corporate, you need to change the language a bit to adjust, or vice versa. So you have to really know what works and what doesn't, and then just change it up to meet that. So now I'm going to show you how to create the thank you card. Now I'll just scroll through the templates again until I find it, and it says right here, thank you card. So you just click on it and it'll open a new project for you. And it's loading up. Okay, and you'll see on your left hand side all the templates start to come in, and there are so many options to choose from. You just scroll through the list, make a selection, and customize. So I'll just take a moment to scroll through and see exactly what works. So I kind of like this one, but I might need to change the image and the color to meet a bit more. So I'll change the text at the top and to say to Debbie. Debbie is my client, from Jody-Ann. And I'll change happy birthday to thank you. And the image I have, if I go to my uploaded items, I'm going to change the image there to the image for mine. Now it says event certificate. It has my website at the top, so I'm just going to take that off. We don't need that information, and you can crop your image right there in Canva. So I'm just going to crop that off. And then when I put it in, it still has that feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the image and the element altogether. So it's going to say delete image and delete element. I'm just going to delete that, and then I'm going to position my image to be exactly how I like it. And I'll just pull it so it's onto the sheet. And I like how that's looking. So that again meets my brand, sends my message, and hopefully my customer will also like it. Now the color, I'm going to change a bit. So Canva has a few filters, just like Instagram and other programs, that you can play around with. So just change them around, see what looks good, edit them. Yeah, so I think I'm going to change mine and go with this one. Okay, yeah, I'm really liking how that one's looking. See, that blue just intensified. Now I'm going to change the thank you to meet my logo color. So I'll go back over and see what that code was. And if you hit that plus sign, you can see the code and you can just copy it. So I'll just copy it and use it in my other window. So I'll tell Canva to add this color to my current project and to my text. And you'll see it picks it up right there. Okay, and I think I'll change Debbie as well to that color. Maybe a little lighter or darker. Okay, I think I'll go lighter. Okay, and I'm going to use the same code from Debbie's name to mine. So I just copied that Just click that plus button and do the same thing we did earlier, which was paste it again. And I'm really liking how nice and simple this looks. It's a very clean design. And that right there, guys, is your thank you card. And just like the process I walked you through for the thank you card, this is the same process you'll use to create your gift certificate and the other JPEGs from the template bundle. So I'll leave you to create the rest. If you have any questions, just come on over to the Facebook group.